Welcome. Guys, welcome to the special episode of
Hi.
Talk2Late Christmas Special Episode Ultra HD Remake version.
Yeah, and guess what? We have a Denacroid vodka special guest for this episode.
That's right. Dana Croyd
Cheers.
was so kind to actually send it our way. Cheers, guys. Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Merry
I hope you're having a very good time.
And a happy
This is
New
a
Year.
very chat special, no strings attached episode where we just chat about Christmas. And we want to do it because, yes, Christmas, at least for me, are about games, okay? This might be a bit blasphemous because, Christianity supposedly, have to do with Christmas a lot more than games have to do. But, no. In my memories, Christmas always meant that I had a lot of time to play games. And so today, as usual, I'm joined by Prosil
Hey guys.
and by HeadacheMik.
Hi.
And we're just gonna have a little quick chat about games and about Christmas time and whether we have games that we associate to Christmas or whether Christmas is associated to games and gaming for us. And I'm gonna start first, and I just want to mention that, like, when I talk about Christmas, a big part of me is actually remembering games when I was young and free and I had a lot of time, and Christmas meant that I had like entire days to devote to my gaming on Commodore 64 and Amiga and even PlayStation. Those were the times. And so I have these really warm memories of background noises of some family friends that came over. But then, the grown-ups all started chatting and playing cards, and I would do that for a while because it was tradition. But then at some point I would just excuse myself and I would return to my Amiga and I would just keep playing games with this chatty background of people having fun in the other room. And I don't know, but I just remember that there was a certain sense of warmth and I had so much time to dive so deep into games, which is something that is a bit lost now for me, at least. Christmas, for me is a lot about games, and today I wanted to ask our guests what Christmas felt like and if they have any gaming memories related to Christmas.
I definitely do. But if you want to go first, Prosil, go ahead.
Okay. Just you gave me the ball. I will. So the Christmas game for me was Tomb Raider, because it was released every time during the winter period, and I didn't have much time until Christmas to play because I was in high school, and that's for me is the Christmas game. Lately, Christmas games it becomes something like that I've been waiting to play for a long time, or either when I go home I try to play, emulation game, retro gaming. This year will be different because Christmas game will be the Switch. If you ask me, the Christmas game for me is the Tomb Raider 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
And when you were young, did you guys ask games for Christmas present?
No.
Did it ever happen to you? Right? I was thinking about this today because I think that back in the days it would be a bit strange and blasphemous to ask your parents for a video game for Christmas. Whereas
Probably.
today probably normal. Like, I want that
yeah.
thing. It's just another thing you buy in store. But in our time it would be weird, and your parents would not buy you a Christmas. They would not buy you a video game at Christmas because they are uneducational and violent, and people that play games, they usually kill themselves and stuff, right? So
And also, my brother brought all the game for me, so I was fine. I was sad.
You had your pusher.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I was young, when I had the Nintendo NES, my mother bought me RC Pro M, which was probably the first game that Rare released. I don't know if you remember Rare.
No, I remember Rare.
Yeah.
Rare. Yeah.
The one that did Donkey Kong Country and then all the big games. And this game was so cool at the time, and he had, the collection of Nintendo letters in all the races. It was a really great game. Definitely, I recommend this.
Which game again?
RC Pro M. Yeah.
M?
It would be cool, like it's a great game. and I had it, and I gave it away. I don't have it anymore original. So.
It's on mobile now if you want it.
No
There you
way.
go.
I think, yeah.
It was released in the rare collection of games. It's already when I look at it, it's so much fun, and it couldn't play in 2 players. That would have been great. Yeah.
There you go.
And there was a bug because one of the cars basically goes crazy when you reach the end. In order for you to not win, the one car like goes crazy, and you can hear like a weird sound like whoop, and it basically boosts you up and it up your laps. It's an amazing game, like literally an amazing game.
Right.
I need to buy it back.
I am always baffled and amazed at the fact that you remember these details.
I played it for 1 year. Because I had Mario Bros. I played Mario Bros. For 1 year when I was 6, and I played it until I really mastered it. And then I played this, and then I had another game, but mostly I had 1 game a year at the time. And then my neighbors were bringing their own games.
That's nice. That's nice work.
Yeah.
Mick, do you have a Christmas game or a game that you play every Christmas or anything like that? Do you guys have anything like that?
I have both. I have an answer to both of your question.
Okay.
One goes by with a story of my first Christmassy gaming session.
I'm gonna sip my beer and enjoy your story.
Yeah, and very similarly to you must watch Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christmas. I played in those years a game called Apocalypse, which had Bruce Willis as the main character of the game. And I remember this game founder, which basically, for those who don't know, just Google it up. It's a kind of a on-rail-ish, platforming-ish shooter. Yeah, you can pop up some images about it. It's very unique in its own way. Yeah. And I remember it very fondly because when this game was out in this very year, my family allowed me to play PS1.
Wow.
In the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Which back then I needed to ask my brother.
Hey, that's Bruce Willis.
Yeah, identical.
This is the first game ever.
That features a famous character.
I think so. And they allowed me not only to play the PS1 with them in the dining room, but I remember I played it for 2 hours straight, which back then was unheard of for me at least. And I remember my face getting red,
just like me now.
Exactly. Probably all the blood from the brain was pouring into my face. And I think I've experienced it. I experienced being a gamer for the first time back then.
The game looks pretty frantic. It doesn't look very Christmassy, guys.
It isn't, but that's the only memory that I have from Christmas. The time. But the Christmassy game for me, and I think what won the cup and wins the cup every year, it has to be World of Warcraft, because that game every Christmas period it changes all the major cities. It basically puts all the festivity, ribbons and lights in the cities. It's the only game that actually gets very Christmassy to me, and the only one that I play throughout Christmas. And so it immediately automatically wins the cup of best Christmas video game, because there's no one else that does that many stuff. And very very Christmas theme events, very Christmas theme quests, bosses, loots. He does some stuff like that.
He died.
Oh
it was a very punishing. It was a very punishing.
He just laid down in the lava. That's pretty cool.
Tomb Raider did the same at the time, eh?
Yeah.
I am.
Same stuff.
When I was researching this little quick Christmas episode, I was thinking about in gaming we don't have something to what Die Hard is to movies. Like a Christmas classic in movies would be something like Die Hard, or for Italian people like us, there would be Trading Places, the Eddie Murphy comic movie, and other things like that would be traditionally watched over and over again during the Christmas time with a yearly, occurrence. Without fail, that would be a thing. But we don't have a Christmassy or Christmas-based game. So I was looking for Christmas-themed games, and all I could find was Batman
Returns,
Batman Arkham Origins.
Batman Returns is Super NES game.
Yeah, it's a Super NES game, which apparently was set during the Christmas time, just like the movie was.
Just like the movie, yeah. I played this one.
It's amazing.
So
it was super difficult, though.
It was a good game, and yeah, that's one of the best examples, together with Arkham Origins, which I now recall was in fact during the Christmas time. And yeah, it's a usual Batman thing. And
interesting.
There weren't many other games. I was so surprised. There is Dead Rising 4, Metal Gear Solid 2 apparently as a Christmas moment. I don't know. Parasite Eve. Now, Parasite Eve and Snatcher.
Oh, Snatcher! Oh my god, how could I not have talked about Snatcher?
I knew this was coming. I knew you would have reacted like that.
Oh my god!
Snatcher
is the best Christmas video game ever.
Snatcher is the Hideo Kojima debut in a video game, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
is it?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, it is a cyberpunk graphic adventure game developed and published by Konami, written and directed by Hideo Kojima. And I'm not sure whether it was the first game he did. It should be the
first, either the first or the very first.
It was basically a visual novel, and I know that you, Mick, have played this game recently.
And streamed it.
And you streamed it as well, so you made a pretty good stream. Let me see if I can find a list of games.
Absolutely.
He did Metal Gear. He did Snatcher in 1988, 1 year after Metal Gear. So it's not the first game, but it was the second game. It was the second game he has ever did. But yeah, Snatcher is a particular game. And apparently, is this a Christmas game?
It is. It's basically Blade Runner, the video game.
Okay.
It's not really inspired. It's much more than inspired off of Blade Runner. And the whole game revolves around Christmas. And has only, adventure games in the very old ages could do. It really brings you closely into Christmas, and especially there is some NPC that I don't want to spoil, but there's some NPCs there that basically play the role of Santa Claus, and there's some special areas to go to that really makes you feel into the connected universe of Hideo Kojima, even back then, before anyone else did that. It's beautiful.
Kojima himself tweeted about this, saying that the Snatcher was released in 88, and PC 88 was on November. PC 88 is the platform, and the MSX2 version arrived in December, and the setting of Neo Kobe was during Christmas.
Absolutely.
And I bet players felt that too. Can you confirm?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
There you go.
I'm gonna replay that only because you reminded me of that. I'm gonna replay that. Thank you very much.
During Christmas, I guess.
Yep.
And what about Parasite Eve? I do have a little bit of memory that Parasite Eve is a bit of a Christmas game. Very New York, very Christmas, very snowy city, urban snow kind of settings, but I have very little memory of Parasite Eve at this point.
I haven't played it. I should. I know, I'm sorry.
You have not played?
The first one was a revolution at that time. Super dark, super original. I really loved it because you were playing into New York, and every phase was, I don't know, was a bit between, a bit of Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and then some GDR elements. In the fighting game was revolutionary. The second one was graphically much better, but the story wasn't as good as the first one, and the gameplay was too easy compared to the first one. The first one was really hard. You could die, and you had this character that is, it was at that time, women in video games were not a big thing, and at that time it was like the second one after Lara Croft and Samu, which is from
Metroid.
Metroid, but at that time it was a big thing, and definitely a game I recommend.
This video that I found online also highlights Until Dawn as a Christmas movie, because it's kind of a Christmas themed, Christmas moment movie. But doing my researches, I have pretty much understood there are not many games that are really making it a point of setting themselves story-wise and location-wise in a Christmas environment, and I found that to be a bit odd. Just like
I think you want to avoid that.
Like if you look at our movie tradition and culture, you look at movies like Home Alone, and those TV would jump at the chance to broadcast the movie again because people will watch it. And it's not the same with games. Why nobody makes a Christmas game or Christmassy game so that there would be a Christmas tradition of playing that game with the family or something? So if you think the game as an art form, it's still immature when you look at this pop elements.
No, I think it's different. I think games is not something that you choose to play the game you want. It's not something that, like, whereas the TV, that's what's in the TV and that's what you're gonna watch.
So maybe
games
we get indoctrinated. Maybe
no, games traditionally is the game you play for Christmas. Is the game that you have the time to play, and maybe you waited the whole year to play a game, and if you want to replay a game, it's a totally different thing from.
I think developers kind of want to avoid that, as Prosil is saying, because if you have time to play that game 1 hour every 10 days, then you end up not playing that in Christmas, and people then probably would not gonna buy your game.
Yeah,
I think there is intent behind not time gating a video game during the Christmas time, but it's kind of sad that there isn't for Christmas lover as I am. And then we go and play WoW because of that.
Yeah, what can you do? Call of Duty and FIFA. And anyway, guys, you know what? I do agree with what we were saying about what you were just saying about you don't want to make a game that is Christmassy. But also, just before recording the stream, this episode, the special Christmas episode, I was thinking about one of my favorite series ever, my favorite saga, which is one of the best. One of my favorite is Yakuza. And Yakuza games are actually set every year without fail in December. Because they are set on the date when they release. This is a bit of a particular thing that Yakuza games do. So if the game comes out in the 10th of December, the story starts in the 10th of December of that year.
Amazing.
It's a bit of a crazy tradition that they have kept.
I like it.
Kept since the first Yakuza. I think that they stopped with Yakuza 6 doing this, but they still managed to release the game in December. And particularly Yakuza 4, Yakuza 5 were really set on the Christmas. So much so that they were set in cities that were snowy, that there were some side quests where you have to dress up as Santa. So there are some Christmas elements, and even though it's so Christmas set in Christmas time, it never feels Christmas themed. And I loved Yakuza games, and yet I never associated it with Christmas. For some reason, I associate more games like Monkey Island to Christmas, because I remember playing them a lot during Christmas time and getting buried into the game during those Christmas breaks. So it's strange. It's a strange relationship between gaming and Christmas, and it's not as tied as it is for movies. And that, I guess, is the lesson we take from this special Christmas episode. What do you think? You seem convinced.
Oh, that's for us? Oh, I thought you were asking the viewers.
No.
Yeah, by the way, viewers, let us know what is your game to moment and video game in the comments.
Like a proper streamer you just did. Yeah, very good.
Like that.
No, yeah, I would agree. Do that on our comments on YouTube and on the social media. That would be really cool.
Maybe we are just wrong.
Maybe we're totally wrong, but I would be very happy to revise the same topic next year and see if your thoughts have changed. Especially now that we know that Snatcher is a Christmas movie, I will make an effort to play it as soon as possible. Guys, I'm gonna wish you a very good Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I hope you have your Christmas wish list for games, and I hope you're looking forward to a long new 2020 of a lot of games. And I've noticed today that the next year, 2020, has number 2 in the date. 2020 is 2020. It's kind of like choose is the year of Game2Late, guys. It's a
Absolutely.
sign. It's a sign. It's happening. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I wish you all Merry Christmas if you're watching this, and I wish you guys Merry Christmas, and I thank you for hanging out with me all so long. And I will see you guys in the new year.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Take care, guys.
You can see the skull. Can you see properly?
Yeah, it was good. It was blurred a little while ago. It's fine now.
This is the Dan Aykroyd one.
Oh my god.
How little... I didn't know anybody knew about it.
It's super obscure.
So Dan Aykroyd does that vodka now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for this.
If you ask him, there is aliens behind it anyway.
Of course. Sells more.